I need to actually check. I'm curious if it's going to be crazy hot there this week as well. We're like apparently going to have like record highs um, where we are right now. Chattanooga, Tennessee. What is their daily forecast? Like it's actually cooler there than it is here. 91, 93, 96. Okay, it's going to be hot as all get out there as well. Wow. So I'll fly in, it's 93. It'll be 96 on Saturday. Luckily, it'll be inside the hotel pretty much the whole time. So as long as their AC holds on, we'll be okay. Hey, Leslie and Jeannie, how are you guys doing? Okay, well, I'm gonna dig into this because it's worth talking about, but it's a change in Facebook ads I think is pretty significant. They are theoretically doing away with dynamic creative, but they're doing away with it in such a fashion that everybody is seeing a different thing with the getting riddedness of dynamic creative. And one of those things that you might be seeing is nothing. So let me share my screen here and I'll show you what it used to look like. Wait, here's what it used to look like. And for me, still does on my personal account. So I've got a traffic ad here. Let me zoom in a smidge. All right, traffic ad here. And I've got my good old normal dynamic creative toggle. And of course, dynamic creative is a thing that lets you put multiple images into an ad or multiple videos into an ad or videos and images into an ad. It also originally was the only way to put multiple text options and whatnot into ads and do all sorts of other customizations and personalizations. Pretty much all of that has moved over into standard creative, except for the multiple images option. And of course, when you turn on dynamic creative, you get this little message that basically says like, hey, if you use dynamic creative, your ads can't show in Messenger and some other things like that. And this is the same message that's been here, barring some small wording changes since dynamic creative came out. And if you continue, then when you go to the ad, go next into the ad, we'll see that we have the option for selecting multiple images. And then we can pick a couple of different images and then they show up in the ad. As a side note, by the way, Facebook has like been making it so that all ads seem to have like an instant form option always turned on. And you have to scroll. So that's what these red messages are from here. There's like this, you have to scroll down below the website URL and there'll be this section that says browser add-ons and it'll be like instant form because they want you to collect people's information, probably so they can have it too. Just set that to none and then you don't have to worry about that. That gets rid of those annoying messages. And so for my account here, everything's pretty normal except for that instant form nonsense. A cold snap in Utah, holy crap, that's kind of unexpected. So yeah, so that's how things used to look and it's how things still look maybe for a lot of accounts. However, on other accounts, if you go and turn on, oh, did I already publish this? Okay, well, I can't turn, dynamic creative is off on this particular account. And when dynamic creative is off, this option for flexible appears. So the new flexible format. And if you do the flexible format, you also get the select images and select videos options. And if you change to single image and video, so this is how standard creative used to look, then you have just the one image. But flexible gives you the multi-image option. And by toggling back and forth, it removed one of my images, but you get the picture. Optimize creative for each person, which used to be only a dynamic creative thing, is now here in flexible. It actually has been in, for a while now, it's been in standard as well, except it used to live all the way down here as just this. Yeah, actually, it used to live down here and just be on all the time, actually. Yeah, they moved it into standard creative and put it down there. So one of the options is that you get that toggle, which you always want to leave on anyway, but it was just an interesting thing. Now, some people are seeing that they can only put 250 or 255 characters, not words, but 255 characters into these boxes. And so that's been kind of a problem. Some people are not seeing that 255 limit. Like you can see this one, I have way more than 255 characters in here. I just like wrote some random stuff and then pasted that in and it was fine. The very first time I tried to save this ad, it actually cut off my text like right around here. So I only kept that much and it cut everything else off. And then on reload, I pasted it all back in and it was fine. But another interesting change that has come about in the flexible format, and maybe in the single image video format too, I'm not sure, is carriage returns are now allowed in description. And they didn't used to be, unless it's because I just pasted. Okay, so carriage descriptions, you can't actually hit enter in here and have it do anything, but you can paste something in that already has carriage returns in it. Whether or not they actually stick around, I guess, is another question. Let's look at advanced preview and see. I might not actually see any descriptions in here because it doesn't usually show descriptions that much. No, I can't actually tell. But so one thing that dynamic creative would do is Facebook would take the dynamic creative option, or sorry, in dynamic creative, Facebook would take the description and it would put it above the text in some options. So it would take your description and it would put it into the primary text spot just to see how it worked. I don't know if Flexible is going to do that. It seems like it will. So if it does, and you're one of the people who are stuck with a 255 character limit in primary text, you could possibly put a longer text version, at least one, down in the description section, and then Facebook may try that above the image and see if it works as well. So that could be a way around that particular issue. So I'm curious if anyone has seen this as well, if you've seen this when making ads, and if you've seen some other type of scenario too. If the scenarios I talked about are universal for if they're covering everybody, or if there's other ones, because the ones I'm seeing is no change. Another one is if you don't select dynamic creative, then you have the flexible option. And then for people who do have the flexible option, some people have the 255 character limit and some people don't. And then in addition, there's some people who still see the dynamic creative toggle, but when they turn it on, it just loads the ad page with flexible pre-selected. So it seems like Facebook's trying out a bunch of different changes. And we're all being the guinea pigs, for figuring out. I guess hopefully they'll figure out which one works best. Hopefully, I really hope that they don't take away our full text limits in primary text, because being limited to 255 characters would be miserable. But if they do take it away, hopefully they don't take away the workaround, or we can use the description and make that happen. So that's kind of all I had to say, because I'm leaving for Chattanooga tomorrow and I need to pack. So I'm not going to ramble for too long, but I did want to pop on and just share that with everybody, just in case anybody had been running into that and you're like, I lost dynamic creative, or I turned it on and it shows this flexible thing and now I can't put in very much text or whatnot. So hopefully some of these workarounds will work for you if you're hitting any of those problems. And then hopefully Facebook will figure out what they actually want to do before too long, so we can not be in limbo, because I hate limbo. Limbo is the worst. So the sooner we can get out of limbo, the better. All right. Have a good one, everyone. I'm sorry I won't be around tomorrow for Lunch with Mal, since I'll be at the airport, but I'll be back, same bat time, same back channel next week. And I hope everybody survives the heat, because it is ridiculous out there right now. All right. Ciao.